Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence Scardino. The week begins on Monday, November the 4th. And even though just 5 days earlier on Halloween, on October the 31st, Mercury, decision-making Mercury, went retrograde. And it continues retrograde until November the 20th. But Mercury in retrograde doesn't have to be all bad. Yes, there could be mistakes and misunderstandings, and weak relationships or contracts could show their cracks, show the problems. But can also be very favorable for reassessing, reevaluating, and lining things up to be more efficient. And this week, it doesn't have a lot. Well, it's a pretty good week planetary-wise, with the Mercury in retrograde having us make some adjustments. So with all the more positive transits, it might be overall for most of us a blessing in disguise, having us to make these adjustments that actually works better for us in the long run. Now on Monday, there's no important planetary event, but the moon that sets the emotional tone for the public is in Aquarius. Aquarius is more group-oriented, more friendly, more humanistic, a bit quirky, but it's in a challenging aspect to the Scorpio Sun. So it's going to test relationships, but more than anything, it can bring up to our attentions habits, our own patterns and habits that doesn't support us. So we get to see habits that causes more stress. But you can't change anything until you recognize it. As we get to Tuesday, now assertive, ambitious Mars is going to be in a hard angle, this push to transforming compulsive Pluto. On a more mundane level, Mars-Pluto, that's certainly Tuesday, lingering into Wednesday, could have been starting by Monday, but around Tuesday, this can be very favorable energy for construction, for repairs, because Mars is this working, fixing energy, and Pluto wants to overhaul and transform. On an energetic level, this is really awakens and triggers a lot of drive and motivation. Now, again, on a more mundane level, this could be for some of you where you're able to clear out the garage, clean up the attic, a closet that's been building with crap for 20 years. And so that Mars is all that busy activity with Pluto to let go. Pluto is letting go of, energies and attachments that you're trying to break through. So it actually can be overall very favorable to accomplish a lot. By Wednesday, now the moon has left Aquarius. It's in more empathetic, creative, sensitive Pisces. But Pisces is very favorable for the sun in Scorpio. So they're both water signs, they're both compatible. So Wednesday is just no big planetary event. There might still be lingering energy of that compulsive, obsessive, working Mars-Pluto, but there's also just the moon in harmony with the sun on Wednesday. It just feels that there's more of an ease. Everything is just falling into place as it should be. Then we get to Thursday. Again, no important planetary events. Now, what I mean by that is Mercury, the planet of communications, Venus, the planet of diplomacy or relationships, Mars, ambition, Jupiter, traveling or learning, Saturn is responsibilities. None of those planets are aspecting each other. That's an important planetary event. But on Thursday, the moon is still in Pisces. but it's very favorable with Pluto. Pluto rules the underworld or psychology or astrology. And Pisces is more of this intuitive, empathetic energy. So it's a really good day for counseling, for astrology, for meditation, for spiritual practices, for volunteer work, helping those less fortunate. And at the same time, it's also very favorable with expansive Jupiter. And that's good for studying, but it could also be good for traveling. Then we have Friday. And now we have, this is the most significant day of the week. And it's one of the most significant days of the month. Because Saturn, taskmaster reality Saturn, is going to be in harmony with imaginative, empathetic Neptune. When Saturn, realistic Saturn, is in harmony with idealistic Neptune, on one hand, this can mean the potential of recognizing that your dreams, your vision, your hopes, Neptune, can be realized, Saturn. Saturn and Neptune overall gives the energy to make our dreams come true. Now, that in itself, and it's peaking that Friday, but the first 2 weeks of November, this energy is really strong. It's just at its peak on Friday. Plus on Friday, as the Saturn and the Neptune are in harmony, the Sun, which puts a spotlight on what's important for the day, the Moon is in the best flow of energy to Neptune and the second best flow of energy to the Saturn. So that potential of the making our dreams come true, or even making a difference and contribution to the planet or helping others. The Sun is also at the same time saying something significant can occur, some real progress, or a light is shining on how to make this vision, your dreams, your aspirations become more of a reality. Great day for launching a new business or pitching ideas, or being of service and wanting to volunteer. Then we get into Saturday, and Mercury, discerning communication, Mercury is in harmony with transformational Pluto. Mercury is thinking, introspection, gathering information that's in harmony with transformational Pluto. Pluto again rules the underworld, meaning it can rule psychology, the occult, astrology. But it can also represent, instead of like digging deep mentally, psychologically for the answers and getting some very good insights, that Mercury-Pluto can be excellent for research, for studying, for ferreting out any kind of mysteries or secrets that's going on. And that will linger into Sunday. But remember, through all of this potential of positive energy, and especially, that Friday, but Friday's only the peak of it, Mercury is retrograde. And I think for most of us, this Mercury in retrograde can actually be shaking us up to take another second look at our lives, at our agreements, at our expectations, and reevaluate it to get it more on track, to be more supportive for where we would like to go. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for the one question offer for a nominal fee. You can find a direct link to order it into the description box below the video. The time of birth is very important, but please put your birth information and the time of birth in with your question to make sure I have it correctly. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.